What is a sprint? PM context. A sprint basically comes from agile project management. I learned it from the Scrum framework, but in the context of the overall Kanban method, a sprint is the amount of work that is in queue that you plan to do within a certain amount of time. There are 1 week sprints, 2 week sprints, 3 week sprints, 4 week sprints. It's basically, and I like the analogy, if you have a team and they're going to sprint to the next milestone, or you could call it an instone, milestone or instone, the next little segment. This is the work. So let's say you're running cross country or you're going to do a marathon. Let's use a hiking analogy. I'm going to hike to the top of a mountain. But what is our sprint? We're going to sprint to this base camp. We're going to sprint to that next peak. It helps us to know right now what's in front of us, what are we doing, and to make that ready. And it helps from a motivation standpoint because you feel like you're winning. If every day you're like, well, there's the peak, well, there's the peak, you can get demotivated pretty quickly. So in agile project management, a sprint is the next, I'm going to call it a batch, don't freak out on me, next batch of work in the next period of time that you and your team are going to focus on that is in the right order of priority, that is planned and made ready so that the team can execute it in their in progress column daily, effectively in one piece process or progress flow. And so why does this matter? In construction, if you're using Scrum, it's just one example of a neat agile method. And let me just explain it like this. You'll have a board with backlog, sprint backlog. This is the backlog of items that you want to do in your sprint. In progress and complete. Oh, let's say we're doing a 1 week sprint. Oh, there's a 1 week sprint. The team moves over, or the Scrum Master in the Scrum framework moves over the amount of activities that they believe they can get done in that sprint and not more. And they will have a buffer. So you'll have some tags or stickies that have a buffer there. So you're not over capacity. And you'll say, okay, this is what we're going to get done in this week. Now let's make sure that it's in the right order. Let's make sure it's assigned. Let's make sure it's clear. Let's make sure the definition of done is clear. Let's make sure the story is clear. Let's make sure it's full kit and it's ready to go. And this batch is what we're working on in this sprint for this week if it's a week. Now in construction, your weekly work plan really becomes your sprint. And this, I cannot stress this enough. Everything in your weekly work plan should be prioritized, properly coordinated in a collaboration with the trade partners. And this is the key. It should be full kit. That's why we do the pull plan 3 months before to adjust and optimize any constraints. That's why we do the look ahead 6 weeks before to identify, discuss, and solve roadblocks. Then we have between week 5 and 2 in our overall timeline to remove those roadblocks so that the weekly work plan is roadblock free, full kit. And a lot of times people will say, well, I'm going to make my weekly work plan. Well, we need to find the problems and make it ready. No. Everything inside of that weekly work plan should be full kit, ready to go. That's the key concept because it's a sprint. It's the next group of work that should be made ready within the time frame. So that is what sprint means in construction. And it's mainly manifest for us in our look ahead plan. And I want you to remember this concept of full kit, full kit, full kit. We don't start until we're ready to finish. So if you have a sprint, it's the amount of work you're going to accomplish in the next time frame selected by you that is made ready, full kit, because we're not going to start, yep, you guessed it, until we're ready to finish. I'm going to link you to the Goldrat's Rules of Flow, really amazing book. You're going to love it. I'm going to link you to some other books about Scrum and Agile. And I'm going to recommend that you check out the little blog post that we're going to turn this into. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.